Welcome to the part 3 of this beautiful story. Please stay tuned because it's just getting interesting. The honeymoon ended faster than it began. For Amaka, it was barely a honeymoon at all. Emeka had spent most of the week out with friends, posting pictures online and bragging about his new status. When they returned home, the apartment looked the same, but Amaka felt different. She had walked in as a wife, hoping that the new title would bring closeness, stability, and love. Instead, what she met was a chilling realization. Marriage had only given Emeka more power over her. At first, Amaka tried to convince herself things would improve. She cleaned the house, cooked Emeka's favorite meals, and bought him gifts. But Emeka's behavior shifted drastically. He no longer pretended to be grateful. "Amaka, where is my food? You know I don't like waiting," he barked one evening, sprawled on the couch, scrolling his phone. Amaka, sweating from the kitchen, rushed to set the dining table. "It's ready, Emeka." "I was just what? You know I hate excuses," he snapped. She bit her lip, swallowing tears as she placed the steaming bowl before him. He ate in silence, scrolling his phone, not even sparing her a glance. That night, when Amaka asked softly if they could pray together, Emeka waved her off. "You and this your church matter. Abeg, let me rest. If you want to pray, pray for both of us." The coldness stung. Amaka had dreamt of married nights filled with laughter and whispered promises. Instead, Emeka returned home late, often smelling of alcohol and perfume. One night, she tried to ask gently, "Emeka, can't we spend more evenings together? We barely talk anymore." He looked at her coldly. "Don't start acting like a nagging wife. I married you, didn't I? That should be enough." "Enough?" Amaka whispered. "Yes, if you keep pushing me, you will regret it," he said sharply, his tone carrying a threat that silenced her completely. Amaka turned away, staring into the darkness as tears slid silently down her cheek. The man she thought she had won was slipping further and further away. Marriage did not stop Emeka's endless request for money. If anything, it made them worse. "Amaka, my friend is starting a business. I need to invest something." "Babe, I saw a car that will suit me better. Can you loan me half the money?" "Ah, these in-laws of yours, we expect us to host them soon. You will handle it, right?" He always had a reason, always had a story. Week after week, Amaka's salary drained into Emeka's hand. Her savings account drained until it was almost empty. She cancelled her plans of buying a land. Even her colleagues began to notice her tired eyes and worn-out shoes. One colleague, Uju, pulled her aside one afternoon. "Amaka, are you okay? You used to be so lively, so fashionable. These days, you look drained. Amaka forced a smile. I'm fine, just busy. But inside, she wanted to scream. One Saturday, Amaka sat alone in the living room, flipping through wedding photos. The smiles, the laughter, the glamour, all of it felt like a lie. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Ngozi. How are you, my sister? I'm praying for you. Please remember what I told you. Marriage without peace is prison. Amaka closed her eyes, tears streaming down. She wanted to call Ngozi to confess that she had made the biggest mistake of her life, but pride held her back. She had fought too hard to marry Emeka. How could she admit that the dream was already crumbling? The final straw of the month came during a visit to Emeka's friends. They had gathered for a small party, laughter and drinks flowing freely. At one point, one of the men joked, Emeka, you are lucky oh, a wife that sponsors you, feeds you, even bought you clothes for today. Where can we find such? Everyone laughed. Emeka, instead of defending Amaka, leaned back smugly and said, na condition make crayfish bend. Every man needs sense to know where his bread is buttered. The room roared with laughter. Amaka's face burned with shame. She excused herself to the bathroom, staring at her reflection in the mirror. Her eyes were red, her heart heavy. She whispered to herself, how did I get here? How did love become this? On their way home that night, Amaka gathered courage. Emeka, what you said today, it hurt me. You made me a joke in front of your friends. Emeka glanced at her and smirked. So, you take life too seriously. It was just a joke. A joke? At my expense? She pressed, her voice trembling. He stopped walking and turned to her sharply. Amaka, don't start. You are my wife now, so behave like it. If you embarrass me again, I won't take it lightly. Fear gripped her chest. She swallowed her words and walked silently beside him. That night, when they returned home, Amaka lay awake, her heart pounding. She thought of her empty savings account. She thought of the condition, no children, and wondered if she could really live a life without motherhood. She thought of Ngozi, her parents, and all the warnings she had ignored. But most of all, she thought of Emeka's cold, careless face as he mocked her publicly. And for the first time since she met him, she wasn't just sad, she was afraid. The weeks rolled by and marriage became nothing more than a heavy chain around Amaka's neck. She tried to remind herself of the good times, the tender words Emeka once whispered, the warmth of his arms in their early days, but those memories felt like they belonged to a stranger. Now, her husband was a man she barely recognized. One evening, Amaka returned from work earlier than usual. The living room was empty. Emeka's shoes by the door. His phone lay carelessly on the couch, unlocked. At first, She walked past it, but something inside her, a worrying, reckless feeling, pulled her back. Her hands trembled as she picked it up. She told herself she wasn't the type of woman who'd check her man's phone, but curiosity mixed with dread. And before she could stop herself, her eyes landed on a WhatsApp chat. Her heart froze. Babe, when will you leave that miserable woman and fully be with me? Last night was unforgettable. Don't worry, my love. You know I'm only there for the money. Once I sort myself out, you will be my real queen. Amaka's hands shook violently. Her breath caught in her throat. Her husband, the man she sacrificed everything for, was not only cheating but openly mocking her. Tears blurred her vision as she scrolled further. Pictures, voice notes, plans, even insults about her. That Amaka safe. She think she's smart. Na her money I dey use build my life. She won't even notice. Her knees bucked and the phone slipped from her hands, landed on the tile floor with a soft tug. Amaka sat there, dumb, when the door opened. Emeka strolled in, humming, carrying a plastic bag of roasted meat and drinks. Ah, Amaka, you are back early. Good. Is there food? I'm hungry. She looked at him, her eyes swollen with unshed tears. 100 words crowded her throat. Accusations, questions, curses, but none came out. Why are you looking at me like that? What happened? Emeka asked, narrowing his eyes. Amaka shook her head and forced a smile. Nothing. I'm just tired. Because deep inside, fear chained her. Fear of what he might do if she confronted him. Fear of losing even the little dignity she had left. So she swallowed the truth and went into the kitchen. That night, she served him food with trembling hands. He ate heartily, oblivious to the storm raging inside her. A few days later, Ngozi came visiting. She had had too many whispers and couldn't sit still. My sister, Ngozi said as soon as they were alone, your face speaks volume. What is happening in this marriage? Amaka broke down. She cried like a child, her tears soaking Ngozi's shoulder. He is cheating, Ngozi, and he does not even hide it. I saw his messages. He called me just a source of money. I'm dying inside. Ngozi's face hardened. Didn't I warn you? Amaka, love without respect is slavery, and this man is chaining you. But I can't leave him. Ngozi, Amaka whispered. What will people say after everything I did to marry him, to prove everyone wrong? Ngozi hid her face gently. Better people laugh at you for living a bad marriage than for dying in one. Don't let shame keep you where you don't belong. Her words sank deep, but Amaka wasn't ready to accept them. Not yet. The cracks widened weeks later at family gathering. Amaka had invited some relatives to celebrate her cousin's graduation. She prepared food, cleaned the apartment, and tried to create a cheerful atmosphere. But halfway into the evening, Emeka stormed out of the bedroom, dressed up in flashy clothes. "Emeka, where are you going?" Amaka asked in surprise. "To see my guys. I can't sit here bored with all this your noisy relative." Her heart dropped, "But they came to see us, to celebrate." He cut her off. "I'm not a clown to sit and eat rice every weekend. Abeg, carry on, you are good at entertaining people." Before anyone could react, he walked out, slamming the door behind him. The sitting room went silent. Her relative exchanged awkward glances. Amaka forced a smile, pretending nothing was wrong, but inside she felt like crumbling into pieces. Later that night, when he finally returned home drunk, she summoned courage. "Emeka, is this marriage only about you? You don't respect me. You don't even hide your affairs anymore. And you keep reminding me we can't have children. Do you want me to remain childless forever?" Emeka laughed bitterly. "Amaka, don't start. You agreed to my condition before marrying me. Or do you want to leave? If you push me too hard, I will walk out and go to someone who appreciates me." His words hit her like a whip. She turned away, sobbing silently into her pillow as he snored beside her. Days later, Amaka found herself staring at the mirror in her office restroom. Her eyes were sulking, her skin pale, her spirit crushed. She whispered to herself, "This is not marriage. This is a trap." The cracks had grown too wide to ignore, and for the first time, Amaka began to wonder if Ngozi was right. If living was the only way to survive. The discovering of Emeka's betrayal left Amaka empty inside. She went about her daily routine like a shadow of herself, eating little, smiling less, and barely talking to anyone. Emeka will notice her distance and perhaps show some remorse, but instead he grew sharper, more demanding, and even more dismissive of her feelings. One Saturday morning, Amaka was about to step out for a church women's meeting when Emeka stopped her. "Where are you going?" he asked, eyes narrowed. "To church for our fellowship meeting," Amaka replied softly. Emeka scoffed. "From today, I don't want you running with those your church women, always filling your head with nonsense. Stay home and take care of me. That's what a wife should do." "But Emeka, this fellowship helps me. It strengthens me," she pleaded. He cut her off with a glare. "Didn't I say no? Or do you want problems? If you respect me, you will do as I say." Amaka's lips trembled. She lowered her head, swallowed her words, and quietly returned her handbag to the bedroom. It was the beginning of Emeka's rules. No late calls, no long visit to her friends, no unnecessary outings. Her world shrank to her office, her home, and her husband's endless needs. Money, once her pride, now became her prison. Every salary Amaka earned went straight into Emeka's hand. He always had a story, a debt to settle, an investment to make, a friend to help. If she hesitated, he would turn cold, sulking or accusing her of being stingy. Amaka, after everything I've done for you, you can't support me, he would say, twisting the truth until she feel guilty. And so, months after months, her bank account drained further. Even her wardrobe began to fade. Clothes she once wore proudly grew old, but she couldn't replace them. Emeka, on the other hand, appeared fresher each day, flaunting new shoes, watches, and even a phone upgrade. It was clear where her money was going. Ngozi tried to reach her, but Emeka's restriction tightened. One evening, as Amaka spoke softly on the phone, Emeka stormed into the room. "Who are you talking to at this time?" he demanded. "It's Ngozi," Amaka whispered. "Give me the phone." He snatched it from her hand. "Ngozi, mind your business. Stop filling my wife's head with rubbish. She has a husband now, and I don't want you interfering." Before Amaka could say anything, he ended the call and tossed the phone on the bed. "From now on, reduce your talks with her. Too much influence." Amaka sat froze, her heart sinking. She felt the walls around her closing in, one brick at a time. One night, Amaka brought up something that had always been her dream: going abroad for further studies. "Emeka, I've been thinking maybe I should apply for a scholarship. I've always wanted a master's degree. It could open doors for us." Emeka burst into laughter. "Us? Amaka, you think I will let you travel abroad and become bigger than me so that you will come back and start controlling me? That will not happen." "No, that's not it. I just thought—" "You thought wrong," he barked. "Forget that dream. Your place is here with me. Stop acting like a small girl." Her chest tightened. Dreams she once nurtured with pride were now being mocked in silence. At night, when Emeka snored beside her, Amaka cried quietly into her pillow. She thought of the woman she once was: ambitious, vibrant, confident. She remembered the girl who had her own plans, her own savings, her own freedom. Now she was a shadow. Her days blurred into a cycle: work, home, servitude. She no longer recognized herself. Even her colleagues whispered about her weight loss and constant sadness. But Amaka smiled through it all, hiding the storm raging inside. The height of Emeka's control came at a friend's wedding. Amaka had worn a bright yellow gown, her hair styled beautifully. For a moment, she felt like herself again. But midway through the reception, Emeka leaned close and hissed in her ear, "Why are you laughing so loud? Why are you smiling at everyone? Do you want them to think you are available?" Amaka froze. "Emeka, I'm just enjoying." He grabbed her wrist tightly under the table. "Behave yourself. You are my wife. Don't disgrace me here." Pain shot through her arm, but she forced a smile for the camera, pretending all was well. Inside, she was breaking. That night, Amaka sat alone in the bathroom, staring at her reflection. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her cheek hollow. She whispered, "This is not marriage. This is a prison." For the first time, a thought entered her mind, one she had always been too afraid to consider. Maybe the only way to survive is to leave. But as soon as she thought formed, fear answered, "Where will you go? What will people say? After all, you forced everyone to marry him." Still, the seed was planted, and deep in her heart, Amaka knew something had changed. Hi, beautiful people of African Folktales by Ify Best. Hope you are enjoying this story. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about the story. What is your thoughts? And let me know in the comment section where you are watching this beautiful story from. Please like, comment, and share the story to your family, friends, and loved ones. And to support me, please click the subscription button if you have not done so by now. And also click the notification bell to get notified when I post the next part of the story. And until I bring another story your way, it is a goodbye from here. Bye.